Hey, everybody. I am excited to share with you our Capstone project. The Capstone project is a potential alternative for a short time, and I'm going to emphasize this, a very short time that can take the place of OGT. So if you had OGTs to do, this project, due to the circumstances going on with the pandemic, is an allowable alternative to OGT. It will not last forever. In fact, I don't even know if it will last past the end of June this year. So this is kind of an opportunity that doesn't come around often, and certainly should be taken advantage of if you're in position to do so. So I'm going to walk you through our version of the Capstone, both on a computer as well as some of the features on a mobile phone. I think a lot of it's self-explanatory, but I'm going to go over some of the intricate pieces that may not be as clear. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen at this point, and we're going to hop into, yeah, we're just going to hop into things. So let me move some stuff around for me. What we want to, or what I want to make everybody aware is you'll receive an email with an individual link um, to your particular Capstone project. Okay. We're using a program called Google Docs. You'll get an email, something like this, that somebody shared a project with, or I'm sorry, shared a Capstone student portfolio project with you. Click this link and you'll get started. When you click the link, which I'm not, because I already have it open, you'll simply click the link and your capstone will be available. This is what the capstone will look like. We're probably going to do a few little touch-ups aesthetically that may make it look a little bit better, but essentially these are the features that you'll be interacting with. Note, your capstone project, um, all the changes you make to it are automatically saved, okay? And you will simply have to just continue to re-reference that link that's in the email in order to get back and continue to work on the project, okay? It's not like Microsoft Word. This is called Google Docs. It's not like Microsoft Word where you save it to a computer and you have to maybe click like the little disk icon to save it. Doesn't work like that. Any change you make, okay, any change you make is automatically saved. Like for instance, let's look here where it says student name. Obviously it's wanting your name. So we're going to take out the little percentage sign and I'm just going to put in my name. So I'm going to type in Zach Nordike. Okay. If you look up here, all changes saved in Drive. Don't have to do anything else. Okay. I just know that I can re-reference that link that was sent to me in my email anytime I want to get back to this and add on. Obviously, it's a capstone project. I'm just going to put in the school's phone number because it asks for a phone number, 513-281-6100. And you would just continue to replace what's there with the information that's obviously pertinent to you. Replace with your email there, replace the date placeholder with today's date or whatever date you start the project on. Again, all the changes are saved. Don't have to do anything in that regard. So that's a really great part about Docs. Certainly can read through all that this says, but I want to show you. Table of contents. The Capstone project has a writing, research and technology, communication, math skills and knowledge, and a life plan component. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components are what you'll be doing. Let's just hop into the writing really quickly because I want to demonstrate a feature of it that's a feature throughout, okay? Sorry, there's text already in here. So I'm going to take this out, but it will be a blank box. Here's one of the questions for the writing. Okay, your answer should be targeted to the question, thoughtful and detailed. Okay, let's look at the first question. What are the most valuable skills you learned in high school, and how do they apply to everyday life? You'll write your answer. The most valuable skills I learned in high school are, and then you would continue on, okay? But your answer goes in this little, what we'll call answer box, okay? You can see that there's a box nicely placed here for your answer. You simply want to, if you're on the computer, whoop, don't do that. But if you're on the computer, you'll type within the box. If you're on a phone, you'll just tap the box with your finger and you can input from there. So that's pretty easy. Your responses to the questions will go in what we'll call the response box. It's just a shape right underneath it. Currently, we don't have response boxes under every question. You will most certainly, when you get your copy of this, have those response boxes. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. You need to really thoroughly read every question and respond to the absolute best of your ability. Remember, this project is taking the place of OGT, so only your best work will be accepted. And we have staff members that will give you feedback on your work, and obviously suggestions to improve the work where necessary. Okay, when you've completed one of the sections, okay, so again, let's look. It starts with the writing section. If you've completed all the questions that are under the writing section and you are ready for somebody to look at this, and you need to do this when you complete the entire section, not just a little part of it. When you've tried your best and you've completed an entire section, it says, please click here when you've completed the above section so we know you're ready for review. It is imperative that when you complete a section and you think the work is up to your best level, that you click on the blue link that says click here. Now note, when you click here, we're used to just the link opening and taking us somewhere. It doesn't happen. When you click here, there's actually a link below right here that actually is the link to where you want to go. You'll click that and it will take you to a Google form, okay? The Google form is very simple. It just says that, please check the box for whatever section you've completed work on. You have a mandatory field of your first name and your last name, so you would put that. So I'm just gonna do this. So Zach, my last name, Nordyke, and let's pretend I completed the writing section. Only do this if you've actually done it. Obviously, I'm just showing you. This is not mandatory, but you can. If you have any questions or concerns, whether it's pertaining to the technology or just the part of the question maybe you need clarification on, you can just put your question or concern in the box, and then you'll click submit, okay? Please note, don't submit 2 responses because it gives you the option to submit a response. And you may be thinking here, how do I get back to the capstone? I want to do more. This opened up another tab, okay? So on my computer, the form that I submitted that I said, hey, I'm done with writing, opened, but my capstone project is right here. So I'm going to hop back in and I can continue to work. Remember, it opens up another tab. You can't just click the back arrow on this and think that you're going to get back to your capstone project, okay? Just be aware, it opened up another tab. You've got to go back to the original tab, which is the capstone project. Just wanted to make that clear. It's just part of working with technology. I know everybody can easily navigate through this, but just wanted to still make you aware. Okay, under our research and technology section, you're going to see an aptitude test for Cincinnati State. This is part of the assignment. Again, you will click the aptitude test link, which is blue. And remember, links on Google Docs don't just go to the website that they're attached to. They actually create this little mini box here that's the link. We would click that small box that opens up once you click the click here link, and it again opens the aptitude test in a new tab. What do I mean by tab? See, there's a tab here and there's a tab there. It opens it in a new tab. Okay, and we'll give it a moment to load. So you can't just click the back arrow to get back to your project. You actually have to go to the tab where the project is, which is right here. Okay, on the Cincinnati State website, okay, there is the Take Career Assessment button right here. So in this green, this green button that says Take Assessment, that's what you all would click, and you want to do the 60-question detailed assessment. I'm not going to do all this, but what it says is don't worry about if you have enough education to train to do the work. How much money would you make doing the work? You simply will continue on after that pulls up, just saying, don't worry about any of this. Then you get into the actual test itself. It says, would you like to build kitchen cabinets? Do you strongly disagree, unsure, agree, or strongly agree? Let's say you disagree. And then it goes to the next question. Would you like to lay brick or tile? Again, you just continue to work through this, all 60 questions, and it's going to give you results that say, hey, you would be terrific at marketing and sales, or you're going to be really good at engineering and construction. This aptitude test basically gives you a strong idea of, based on your interest and your volunteered abilities, what type of job or what type of education would you best benefit from, okay? You'll get that information when you complete this. And remember, it's 60 questions. It doesn't take long, but answer all 60 questions so you can get to that end compilation and take notes. Take notes on what it's telling you. Because when you go back to the project, and remember, we can't just click the back arrow. We have to go to the tab where the capstone is. It's going to have questions about this. One of those questions is, what career choice did the assessment suggest? Do you agree with your results? Okay. If you didn't finish the Cincinnati State career coaching assessment, you won't know how to respond to this. So remember, do all 60 questions. Take notes on whatever it says that you're, whatever it says about what career would suit you best. And you can certainly disagree. The question gives you the ability to do that. But what career choices did the assessment suggest? Do you agree? And again, in this response box or in the answer box here, you'll type out, I agree or disagree. I agree with the career suggestions provided by the assessment. And then you would obviously get a lot more detailed than that, but that could be a lead sentence for you. Okay. Again, I think the key takeaway is a few things. We've got links, okay? And those links don't just go to the web page. There's another little box that opens up underneath. You click that to get to the web page. And it's the same thing on mobile, which I will show in a moment. Also, when that web page opens, which we'll go ahead and do, it opens in what's referred to as another tab. Tabs are things that allow you to be on multiple web pages at the same time. In order to get from the Cincinnati Career Coaching website back to our Capstone project, we have to click on the appropriate tab to move back. We just can't click the back arrow. And what I'm referring to the back arrow are these guys, okay? Another key takeaway that we've discussed is putting the answer to whatever the question is in what we're calling the answer box, okay? Here's my answer. It allows us to see what your response was without having to do a lot of digging. So one, when you click a link, it doesn't just go to the link, it opens up another little link. We click that one. Two, remember there are tabs that are opened when you click those links, you can't just click the back arrow, this guy. 3, put your responses in these answer boxes here, okay? Not difficult, but it absolutely takes explanation. Another thing, again, this is a reminder. Oh, you know what? Before we get to my reminder on that, there's going to be uh, tables in here that ask for a response. What am I talking about? Tables. This chart here is referred to as a data table. Okay, there's a specific way to respond to this. Let's go through it. Lastly, you should fill out this list for all applicable skills that apply to utilizing technology. Okay. Please place an X besides each skill that you've learned through work, high school, or this project. There are a few blank rows if, and that's only if, you would like to add any other technology skill that's not referenced. Let's just look at this. Okay, keyboarding. That means typing with your fingers, whether you feel like you're really good on a computer keyboard or not, you can indicate with an X. So if you think you're pretty good at typing, you would put an X there. So I just kind of click the mouse and I make sure the cursor, this little black line here, is in there. Voice to text input. Do you know how to do that? Put an X. Microsoft Word. Do you know how to do that? Put an X. So in this data table, and what I'm referring to is this chart here, you'll put an X for all the skills that you have, all the technology skills that you have, okay? And if you don't have that skill, great, leave it blank. So if I'm not good at Microsoft Excel, I'm not going to put anything in there. But if I'm good at Microsoft PowerPoint, I'm going to put my X in there. If I'm good at texting an image, that means like on your cell phone, you text a picture to a friend, I'm going to put an X on that. If I'm not good at any of the other ones, guess what? Don't put an X there. This is just you being honest with you and kind of putting the X where the skills that you have are, okay? Again, if you're done with this section, for each section, remember, there's writing, there's technology and research, there's 5 sections. Each section has this link, and this was one of the things I was gonna remind you on. We'll click, again, doesn't go straight to it, it opens up the mini link, and then it's gonna open up the Google form, which lets us know that you're done with that section and we need to take a look at it and review it, okay? So again, you would type in your name, first name here, last name here. You finished the research and technology section, if you did finish it. No issues, let's say. You click submit. Remember, this opened another tab. So I have to, again, I can't just click the back arrow. It won't, so I'm going to click it multiple times. It won't take me back to my capstone because the form opened up in a different tab. I need to go back to the tab that has the capstone project in order to continue to work on the project itself, okay? Again, being redundant with some of these explanations because I really want everybody to succeed and not struggle on things that, you know, we're going over in this discussion because I get that they can be tricky. I'm not going to go over everything. You can most certainly read this. I just want to point out another thing, and it's on the math section. Okay, we want you to build a current budget and an aspirational budget. A current budget is literally the expenses that you pay out now in your life. An aspirational budget basically asks you to project. If you get a great job, if you improve your education, if things start to go well for you in your life, and you make more money, what do you then think your expenses will be? Okay, and that may sound confusing, but take a look because the team has made a really great example of both what a current budget should look like and what an example budget should look like. And then down below, you'll have the ability to do your own budget. So in our example budget, it shows your current expenses, total household income. You can only get the total household income, guys, once you've filled out the rest of the expenses, okay? So what is your rent or mortgage? How much do you spend on groceries and food? What are your utilities, etc.? And it shows what they are now, and then it shows a total, and then it says expendable remaining dollars. Okay, so I apologize. So in the total household income, this shows how much money you're making. So if you make a monthly salary of $1,760 and you have all these expenses and the total expenses are $1,710, your remaining money after you pay all your bills is 50 bucks. Okay. So again, I misspoke when I first went over this. Total household income is how much money you or maybe you and a spouse make together for your entire household. Okay. So that's how much you put in the bank every month. And then this is how much you pay out in your bills every month. You get your total down here, and whatever the difference is. So taking your income and minusing out the total amount of expenses you pay out, whatever that difference is when you subtract those two numbers goes in the expendable remaining dollars category. Okay. And then again, that's for your current budget. Okay. For your aspirational budget, this is kind of a pretend scenario where you make more money. So look at the aspirational budget. It's saying that you're now making $2,880 every month. That's your paycheck in. And now your expenses get a little bit more expensive. Why? Because you got more money to spend. So in the aspirational budget, you make $2,880 every month. And your total expenses when you add all this stuff up is $2,235. Okay. So now, even after you pay your bills because you're making more money, you have a remaining amount of money in your account of $645. Okay. So that is the example and aspirational budget. Now, when you go to do it, you have to say, how much money do I make per month? So, maybe you'll put in $1,800. What is your rent or mortgage? Well, you would know that. Let's say it's 500, et cetera. You will put you'll touch with your finger or click with your mouse in front of that dollar sign and put in all the amounts. This again is how much you make every month. These are the bills you have to pay, and put in the amount that you pay for those bills. Total all the bills that you pay up. Then subtract your monthly household income, that's how much you're making, from the cost of all those bills, and whatever you got left over, your savings or your money available to save or use for the future, goes right here in expendable remaining dollars. Okay. That's with current budget. Do the same. Obviously, everybody in the future hopes to make more money. So if you were making $1,800 for your now, let's imagine you got a great job and you're making $3,750. And then again, just know that when most of us make more money, and almost no one's immune to this, the expenses you pay for everything are going to go up because you want to live a quote unquote better life. Okay. So again, you're just simply clicking your mouse or touching with your finger in front of that dollar sign, and you're putting in whatever those expenses are. You're then totaling those expenses right in this box, and then you're subtracting your total household income from the total amount of all your bills or your expenses, and then you're getting the difference when you subtract those two numbers. That number, basically the money that you have saved after paying all your bills, that goes in this guy, the expendable remaining dollars box right here. Okay. Again, nothing else on this capstone is really any different. It just kind of repeats of all those good things. It's either a table, it's a link to do a project, it's responding in one of our text boxes. We've got just a number of things that you repeat. So all the things that we've covered in this video will equip you to work through all those challenges. the other thing I want to put in here is, what if you're doing this on a mobile phone? I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen here differently than how I am. I'm going to show you on mobile how to work through this. So give me just a second to jump over onto my phone. All right. Just another moment. We'll be up and rolling. Now we're talking. So again, let's pretend that someone's emailed you the link to your Capstone project. We're just going to hop right into that link. Okay. We will open up the link to the Capstone project. Here it is. I'm on my phone. Again, just like I would for the desktop, I'm going to touch the screen here and see this little pencil down at the bottom. That pencil allows you to edit. So once I touch the pencil, now I can make all the changes. I can put in my name. So let's say I put in Zach, and then I put in my last name. It's just the same as doing it on a computer, just a little bit smaller screen. And then I'm going to scroll down just like I would. And remember, guys, like the text box, same thing. I'm going to answer my questions in here. I'm going to touch, make sure I get my little cursor, which is that black blinking symbol there. I like this question, and don't type this, but I'm just giving you an example. I like this question. And if you use all the room in this box, all good. The box will continue to expand if you have a really long answer, which I hope a lot of you do. But again, working on mobile is absolutely no different than working on the computer. We're just going to go to another example, which is our click here. Okay, again, very similar to working on the computer. On a mobile phone, it will probably ask something like this: open link, edit link, remove link. So when I touch, and your phone may be a bit different than this, I want to open the link. Like, it's not just going to open. We wish it could, but it doesn't do that. So we're going to open link, and then it gives me options. You can choose the web browser that you like. I'm going to choose to open this with Chrome. I think a lot of people probably have Chrome on their phone. If you have an iPhone, you may have Safari like me. But I'm going to choose to open this with Chrome. And guess what? Very similar to what we did on the computer. Boom, opens up the Google form that shows you how to, lets us know that you're done with that section. Okay, you would put in your first name, you would put in your last name, you would say which section you completed, you would explain to us if you have any challenges with the project, you would submit it. But remember, you're on your phone, and just like the computer, the form opened up in a different window or tab, so to speak, than the Capstone. So on my phone, I have to kind of open up all the applications. On an Android, there, I think, is a button right in the middle of the bottom of the screen that you can touch that shows all the applications you have open. My Capstone project's actually in the application right behind where that form was. So I can go right back to it, open the applications on your phone, and go back to the Capstone project if you want to continue to work. Same thing if I open up that Cincinnati State link, it asks me, do you want to open this link? Do you want to edit the link? Do you want to remove the link? Don't edit or remove the link, please. Just open it. So we're going to go ahead and open it. Same thing, it's giving me options. What internet do you want to open it up with? We're going to choose Chrome. Up pops the Cincinnati State coaching website. And again, this works just fine on mobile. I touch the green button to take the assessment. I would answer the 60 questions, etc. But to get back to my Capstone, folks, you can't just like click the back arrow or swipe back. You have to see what applications on your phone are open, and you have to touch back to the Capstone project, okay? So just be aware of this on mobile, that's the process. There are text boxes for entry. On the grid, on the data table that we had discussed on the desktop, you're going to have to kind of go off to the side. It doesn't like the data table is a little bigger than most phones in terms of its width. So you have to just easily slide it to the side there, touch the box, and then sometimes you need to touch it twice. Get that black blinking cursor in there, and then put the X in where all the skills would apply. Am I good at voice to text? Sure, why not? Put that in. So in your data table, remember to touch until you see that black blinking, it's called a cursor, in each box that you're doing input in, okay? We've got the links. They're a little bit different. On a mobile device, it will ask you if you want to open it. Then when it asks you to, if you want to open it, ask you what internet browser you want to open it in. You choose that browser. That opens up, you would complete that, but to get back to the Capstone, you have to open up your applications and go back so you can continue to work. Again, everything auto saves. You don't have to worry about that, but that is how you interact with your Capstone project. Remember to work very hard. This is something that will be that will allow you to not have to take OGT if you qualify for taking this project. So you're very lucky. I know this project's maybe a bit different than some of the other things we do in this program, but I know you all are very smart. I know you will get this figured out. I know our team will help you succeed if you're ready to put in the work. So I'm glad we could do this video together. I certainly hope that this gives you some good guidance on this, and we will talk again soon. Appreciate everybody's time. Good luck.